And let's start with an ongoing development. The Lieutenant Governor, Sri V.K. Saxena, has recommended for a CBI investigation into the contentious Delhi Excise Policy 2021-22 of the Arvind Kejriwal government after a report by the Chief Secretary dated 8th of July 2022 established prima facie violations of GNCTD Act 1991, Transaction of Business Rules 1993, Delhi Excise Act 2009 and Delhi Excise Rules 2010, in addition to deliberate and gross procedural lapses to provide post-tender undue benefits to liquor licensees for the year 2021-22. Now, let me go across to Mohit Bhatt, who's joining us with more details. Mohit, the allegation is that it indicates the substantively of financial quid pro quo at the top political level, wherein the minister in charge of the excise department, Manish Sisodia, got executed major decisions and actions in violation of the statutory provisions and notified excise policy.
को और अमीर बनाने में उसका इस्तेमाल किया जाए।
जी सर, इंग्लिश।
I had asked a question to the government of India as a member of parliament from the upper house as to how much excise duty has been levied and collected by the government of India on petrol and on diesel. You will be surprised to know that the government of India has, in a written reply to me, given an answer stating that in the last 6 years, government of India has collected more than 16 lakh crore rupees on account of levies in terms of excise duty on petrol and diesel. Petrol and diesel are commodities which directly or indirectly impact every person's life and every commodity that you and I buy in our day-to-day life. It has a cascading impact. Any increase in petrol and diesel has a cascading impact on inflation, on all commodities. And the way the government of India has went about increasing the levy of excise duty is nothing but criminal in nature. With this wealth of 16 lakh crores that the government of India has amassed by levying excise duty, I want to ask them, what have they done with this money? Where has this money gone? Where have they spent this? What welfare measures have they undertaken? What infrastructure development have they undertaken? Since we don't see any infrastructure or any big welfare, big bang schemes, it is absolutely clear that this money, this 16 lakh crore that the government of India has collected by way of excise duty on petrol and diesel has essentially gone into writing off debt of big, rich people and industrialists of this country who are friends of the BJP. It's clear that all those loans that these big, rich industrialists couldn't pay off have been paid by the BJP-led central government on their account. And it's us, the Aam Aadmi, who are actually funding their businesses now. I want to appeal to the government of India to immediately reduce the excise duty by a substantial amount, pass on this benefit to the common man. Otherwise, this constant levy of heavy excise duty and amassing of more than 16 lakh crore rupees on account of excise.
And non-stop political reactions have been coming in. The BJP at the moment also of the opinion that yes, deliberate and gross procedural lapses have taken place. That's the BJP response coming in. Listen in.
आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार कट्टर बेईमान सरकार है। यह शिकायत मैंने सीबीआई को, लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर साहब को एक्साइज पॉलिसी के ऊपर दी थी। आज गवर्नर साहब ने जो इसके ऊपर सीबीआई इंक्वायरी इनिशिएट की है, मैं उसके लिए बधाई देता हूं उनको भी और दिल्ली और देश के लोगों को, क्योंकि अब दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी होगा। ये एक्साइज पॉलिसी टेलर मेड थी, कुछ लोगों को बेनिफिट देने के लिए थे। अरविंद केजरीवाल ने अपने चहेतों को काम दिया और यहां तक उनके लिए 12% प्रॉफिट तय किया ताकि 6% उसमें से लिया जा सके, ना मैन्युफैक्चरर के लिए ना रिटेलर के लिए। देश में पहली सरकार है जिसने होलसेलर के लिए 12% प्रॉफिट तय किया। और यही नहीं, इस पॉलिसी की अमेंडमेंट की गई, जो पॉलिसी एक बार कैबिनेट से अप्रूवल होगी, उसके बाद उसको बदला नहीं जा सकता था। ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स ने, मनीष सिसोदिया ने इसमें बदलाव किया और यहां तक इस पॉलिसी में क्लियर लिखा है, एक आदमी 3 काम नहीं कर सकता। यहां होलसेलर भी वही है, रिटेलर भी वही है और मैन्युफैक्चरर भी वही है। तीनों आदमी एक ही नाम से, अलग अलग नामों से एक ही काम को कर रहे हैं, जबकि एक ग्रॉस वायलेशन थी पॉलिसी की, क्योंकि उनसे करोड़ रुपया ऐंठा गया था। अब दूध का दूध पानी का पानी होगा। अरविंद केजरीवाल के मंत्री और जिन जिन लोगों ने पैसा लिया था, अब बहुत जल्दी तिहाड़ जेल में दिखाई देंगे।
Mohit, but my colleague continues to stay on with us. Mohit, the allegation is, and that's why the Lieutenant Governor has also now demanded a CBI probe, that there is gross misuse with regards to the Delhi Excise Policy 21-22. We just heard an Aam Aadmi Party reaction there. Raghav Chadha instead asking questions of the government on why is it that so much excise duty was levied on petrol and diesel. So what are what's clearly breaking out?
Well, yes, and you see, if we go through the complaint that has been filed by the Chief Secretary to the Lieutenant Governor, it clearly states that there were deliberate and gross procedural lapses to provide post-tender undue benefits. And also there are allegations that at the top political level, wherein the minister in charge of the excise department, Manish Sisodia, took and got executed major decisions which were in the violation of the statutory provisions and notified excise policy that had massive financial implication. It also says that when the country was dealing with the Delta wave, when people were dying in the hospitals, when the migrant workers were leaving the city, the new excise policy came into force. Now, in this particular complaint letter, it is also being said that the money that was being earned by the government in this particular regard by following the undue process was used in the Punjab elections. So serious allegations coming in from the Chief Secretary, and the complaint clearly names Manish Sisodia. So when the CBI files a complaint, CBI will be probing this particular incident, this particular complaint. It is likely that the name of Manish Sisodia might come up, because it directly says that Manish Sisodia is the excise minister and the deputy chief minister of Delhi. He took major decisions which were gross violation of the excise policy, and post-tender benefits were given to the certain licensees. And hence, we know for a fact that how the BJP has lashed out at the Aam Aadmi Party, and earlier also BJP has been raising questions on the new excise policy by the government. We know for a fact that how the government liquor shops in Delhi were all closed, and then we saw that the private players coming in, and that is where there are allegations of quid pro quo on none other than Manish Sisodia, the second in command of the Delhi government, and not just in Delhi government, he is said to be the second in command of the Aam Aadmi Party after Arvind Kejriwal. And after that, we have seen the reactions coming in from Aam Aadmi Party, where they have said that nothing of that sort has happened. Again, the cage parrot and the agency is being misused. Argument is being given by the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, between at 1 p.m. we have a press conference by the Bharatiya Janata Party, in which they will be directly attacking Aam Aadmi Party and the top leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party regarding this particular complaint. Now, this particular complaint has been filed by the Chief Secretary of Delhi, and then it was being sent to Lieutenant Governor, and now the approval has been given for the CBI to register a case. So we have to wait and watch when exactly the CBI will register a case, and with the name of Manish Sisodia directly coming in this particular complaint, which clearly state that undue favors were being given by Manish Sisodia to certain licensees even after the tenders were being given. This is a very serious charge. So we have to wait and watch
serious
what exactly
allegations being leveled, and now the Lieutenant Governor recommending a CBI probe. But look at what the Aam Aadmi Party has to say, Mohit. The Aam Aadmi Party says that we saw this coming. We saw that 2016-like situation would perhaps return, wherein all the agencies would be after us. So the Aam Aadmi Party now hitting back at the centre, saying BJP is jealous of Kejriwal's growing fame. Listen into that reaction of Aam Aadmi Party, Saurabh Bhardwaj.
हम ये आशंका कई दिनों से जता रहे थे, पंजाब की जीत के बाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी की केंद्र सरकार और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी आम आदमी पार्टी से और खास तौर पे अरविंद केजरीवाल से काफी घबराए हुए हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल की बढ़ती हुई प्रसिद्धि, इसको देख के केंद्र सरकार घबराई हुई है, और अरविंद केजरीवाल की बढ़ती हुई प्रसिद्धि से जलन हो रही है। और हमने पहले ही कहा था कि अब दोबारा से वही 2016 वाला स्थिति जो है वो दोबारा आएगी, जब दिल्ली सरकार के हर काम को रोकने की कोशिश की जाएगी।
Mohit Bhatt continues to stay on with us. Mohit, you know, that's the Aam Aadmi Party's first reaction. The intended reaction, even before this controversy blew out of proportion, the Aam Aadmi said that we saw this coming. We knew that a 2016-like situation would arise. So in that sense, one can say this is yet another episode in the Left-in Party saga in the national capital.
Well, yes, and that has been the standard response from the Aam Aadmi Party whenever the allegations are being leveled on them. Now they have come out and they have said that this was being expected given the fact that how Aam Aadmi Party has also formed the government in Punjab and they are doing really well in Gujarat. And according to the Aam Aadmi Party, this is why the BJP is making all these allegations and they are ordering these kind of probes. But you see, if you talk about this particular complaint, it also states, and this is very important to know, that while the people were dying, livelihoods were collapsing during COVID-19 pandemic and businesses were shutting down, Arvind Kejriwal government could have helped them by giving financial assistance, but they had only one thing on mind, that was benefiting merchants of alcohol in lieu of kickbacks and commission. A strong allegation coming in that the government received kickback and commissions in return of the helping to the liquor licensees and giving them undue help, even opposed the tender. So a strong complaint that has been filed with the LG, and now LG has given the go-ahead for the CBI complaint. We have to wait and watch what exactly will happen. But between this will be the political story of the day, given the fact that the BJP has decided that they will escalate this issue at 1:30 p.m. Meenakshi Lekhi, the Union Minister and Member of Parliament from New Delhi, Adesh Gupta, the Delhi BJP President, and Rambir Budhuri, the LOP in the Delhi Assembly, will be addressing the press conference on this particular issue.
All right, so all eyes on the 1:30 p.m. press conference. The BJP likely to amplify the issue. Let's see what the BJP's response is going to be further. Mohit, for the moment, thank you for joining us with all those details. Quickly shifting our focus to the Tamil Nadu suicide case. Now, as far as the latest update is concerned, viewers, the court, remembers, asked the parents to conduct the final rites of their daughter, and the post-mortem report has been referred to a 3-doctor team to examine the report and the post-mortem video of the first and the second post-mortem. Now, remember, the second post-mortem, the re-autopsy, was ordered by Madras High Court. The parents had then moved the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, in fact, asked the parents to reach out to the Madras High Court instead. So yes, the court says that it feels bad about the fate of the girl, but the court also questions as to why the family doesn't have faith on the judiciary, why the court's order was not followed and the girl's body was not received. The second post-mortem report also shows no new findings. So a re-autopsy though was conducted, but the parents have been unhappy with the way the re-autopsy has been conducted. Remember, one of the demands coming in from the parents' side was that the third doctor be of the parents' choice, something that the top court did not essentially give relief to the parents on, and the top court in fact said that you must take this up with the Madras High Court. It was the Madras High Court in the first place, in fact, that had gone ahead to order a re-autopsy. So a re-autopsy was conducted and no new findings have emerged in the second post-mortem, but the family is now being asked questions on as to why is it that they did not receive the girl's body, and why is it that the family is not showing any signs of faith in the judiciary. So those are the points that have been raised by the court. But yes, a 3-doctor team to examine the report and to file the report post-examination.